Okay, we will start now. I think my sound should be okay. I'm not seeing anything here, but huh? Yeah, that is what I was wondering. Yeah, it's coming now. It's coming now. Okay, I think we will start. वागर्ताविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्तप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ प्रपञ्चसृष्ट्यं कायै समस्तसंहारकताण्डवाय जगज्जनन्यै जगदेकपित्रे नमः शिवायै च नमः शिवाय वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् उपेक्षा नो चेत् किं न हरसि भवद्ध्यानविमुखाम् दुराशा भूयिष्ठाम् विधिलिपिमशक्तो यदि भवान् शिरस्तद्वैतात्रम् न खलु सुवृत्तं पशुपते कथं यावानिर्यत्नं करनकमुखेनैव लुलितम् विरिञ्चिर्दीर्घायुर्भवतु भवता तत्पिर्परशिरः चतुष्कं संरक्ष्यं सकलु भुवि दैन्यं लिखितवान् विचारको वाम विशदकृपया पादिशिवते कटाक्ष व्यापारः स्वयमपि च दीनावनपरः फलाद्वा पुण्यानां मयि करुणया वा त्वयि विभो प्रसन्नेऽपि स्वामिन् भवदमलपादाब्जयुगलम् कथं पश्येयं मां स्थगयति नमः सम्भ्रमजुषाम् निलिम्पानीं श्रोणिर्निजगणकमाणिक्यमुकुटैः त्वमेको लोकानां परमफलदो दिव्यपदवीं वहन्त्वस्त्वन्मूलां पुनरपि भजन्ते हरिमुखाः कियद्वा दाक्षिण्यम् तव शिवमदाशा च कियती तदा वा मद्रक्षां वहसि करुणा पूरितदृशा दुराशा भूयिष्ठे दुरधिपगृहद्वारघटके दुरन्ते संसारे दुरितनिलये दुःखजनके मदायासं किं न व्यपनयसि कस्योपकृतये वदेयं प्रीतिश्चेत् तव शिवकृतार्थाः खलु वयम् सदा मोहाटव्याम् चरति युवतीनां कुचगिरौ नटत्याशा शाखा स्वटति झटिति स्वैरमपितः कपालिन् भिक्षो मे हृदय कपिमत्यन्तचपलाम् दृढं भक्त्या बद्ध्वा शिव तव भवदधीनं कुरु विभो Okay, so last class we saw up to Shloka 20. And as I was mentioning, Shivananda is one of the speciality is as Shankaracharya is discussing the aspect of bhakti. He also brings a lot of, you know, similes. He brings a lot of slesha, double meaning also. Little later we will see. So there is a lot of creativity. It's like a kavya nearly. In a way, there are some alankaras. I'm not talking about alankaras because I myself have not really read that much of Alankara Shastra. So it is like a kavya. It is a kavya and bhakti because the message is bhakti, But he talks about a lot of nice things which are part of bhakti. He relates it to many things that we are aware. So that way we understand what is the issue. So we stop in this last shloka. Kapalin bhiksho me hridaya kapim atyanta chapalam dridam bhaktya badva shiva pavadadinam kuru vibho. So that is what with which we stopped. So in that shloka, Shankaracharya equated the manas to kapi, to a monkey. And we saw the equivalence of it. How beautifully he just uses 4 lines, but brings padas which can be applicable on both sides. So this is what we saw. And so in the last class, we said we saw that Hridaya kapi matyanta chapala. So the Hridaya kapi, the Hridaya here is the manas, not heart. In our Vedanta and our scriptures, the word Hridaya is used for Buddhi sometimes. It is used for Manas also. Atman is also used like that. So we have to understand things in a contextual sense. You know, the best example I keep quoting again and again is in Gita, Uddaret Atmana Atmanam. Na Atmanam Avasadayet, Atmaiva Bandhuhu, Atmaiva Ripuratma. The Atma I used 5, 6 times. But half the Atma is called Manas. So contextually we have to understand. Here he says, Hridaya Kapim Atyanta Chapalam. So here the Hridaya points to the Manas. So he says the Manas is like a monkey and it is Chapala, which Krishna also, Arjuna also said, Chanchalambihi Manak Krishna, Pramati Balavadridam, Tasyaham Nigraham Manye, Vayo Riva Sudushkraham. That's what he said, the Dushkratam. That's what he said in chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, Visa. Today, we will see 2 more slokas where Shankaracharya equates Manas to something else. So there are 2 similes now. The 2 slokas bring 2 different ways by which he is equating the Manas. So we will see those shlokas today. So what I will do is I will minimize this. Okay. Dritistambadharam Drida Gunita with. Sight is very bad. Dritistambadharam Drida Gunani Baddam Sagamana Vichitram Padmadyam Pratidivasa Sanmarga Divasa Gatitam Divasa Sanmarga Gatitam Smarare Macheta Sputapata Kutim Prapya Vishadam Jayaswamin Shaktya Saha Shivaganai Sevita Vibho. So here the central word here is in the 3rd line, Kutim. There is a word Kutim. So Shankaracharya is saying, earlier shloka he said, my manas is like a monkey. You are anyway a bhikshuka. Better you keep a monkey with a rope. That is what he said in the previous shloka. In this shloka he says, my manas is like a tent. Kuti is a tent. So everything is now going to revolve around it. So the central word is Kutim. Kutim Prapya. You please come and stay in this tent. So that is what is happening in the 3rd line. But we will see the full shlokas. Dhritihi Stamba Adharam. Stambhadharam. Dhriti Stambhadharam. Drida Guna Nibaddham. It's a single word. Sagamana. Vichitram Padmadyam. Prati Divasa Sanmarga Gatitam is a Samastapada. Single word. Prati Divasa Sanmarga Gatitam. It's a single word. Compound word. Smarare Machetaha Sputa Pata Kutim. Again, this Kutim is Sputa Pata Kutim is a single word. The sputa and pata are actually adjectives for the kuti. So it is describing the kuti in a particular way. So sputa pata kutim prapya vishadam. The vishadam is again an adjective. Kuti is a strilinga. That's why vishadam. It's not vishada, vishada. So Dvitiya Vibhakti Vishadam, because it is adjective for kuti. Jayas Swamin Shaktyasaha Shivaganaihi Sevita Vibho. So in this shloka, Shankaracharya is actually presenting the Manas as a nice tent. So we have to now imagine a tent. Think about a tent. If you have to make a tent, first you need some pillars. They in Shamiyan also they put a barrel, put some sand, and then put some pillar is required. Everything is going to be on the basis of that. So let us find out what are all things required. First, you need pillars, because that is the basis on which the tent is going to come. Then we need rope, because they tie it. No, Shamiyan also they tie it finally. Only then the shape is coming. So you need rope. This is the second thing. The third thing that we need is a cloth, because it's a tent. It is not a building. If it's a building, you can have a RCC building, or you can put a some other tiles, etc., etc. We are talking about a tent. So tents are generally made with a nice cloth. It can be cloth. It can be plastic. These days, so many things are coming. If you order in Amazon, they send something. You open and then even that will have all these lakshanas in any case. Whatever tent, small or big. So the first thing is we need pillar. Second, we need some thread to tie all those. And thirdly, you need that cloth. So there will be holes. You put the thread through the holes, bring it and tie it. Now the tent is ready. Right? There is some more. The tent inside can be very beautifully adorned. If it is a white sheet, it can be boring. So you can have some nice, colored, some patterns or some picture, whatever. Then the inside looks, we are after all going to stay there for a while. So it can look a little nice, pleasant, and so on. So that is the fourth. So all those are available in this shloka. So this is how Shankaracharya is bringing. So he says, and now for everything we have to relate it to the manas as well as to the tent. That is the point. Just like we did Hridaya and Kapi. For everything we said, we connected it to the manas. And for everything, every pada we use, we connected it to the monkey also. Same thing we have to do here. Right? So he says, Dhriti Stambhataram. Okay? Stamba is for the tent. Right? It's direct meaning. Stamba is a pole or a rod or, whatever. That is a stamba. We say stamba. No? Now, what is the stamba for the manas? The stamba for the manas is dhriti, dhairya. That is the investment. For all the mischief that manas is doing, it needs a firm resolve. Right? Now, in Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 18, Sri Krishna talks about, Satvika Dhriti, Tamasika Dhriti, and Rajasika Dhriti. But the fact remains you need Dhriti. Let us first settle that. Dhriti is required. Dhriti is that willpower. So even for a Tamasic Dhriti, you need to constantly apply. The mind need to constantly apply, no? So for the mind to persistently do many things, it first requires Dhriti. So that is the Dhriti. And that Dhriti is the stamba for the mind, and the stamba is for the tent. The entire playing out of the mind is going all over the place, doing all kinds of things. And they are all because of Dhriti. There is some resolve. I will do it. The mind is so dirty something. I will do something. Just a few days back, somebody called me and said that in an organization, one person resigned, or maybe he's asked to go. I'm not very clear. Resigned or asked to go. But this person, instead of, you have difference of opinion. If it is going is not good, we have to know. It's a matter of time. There's no point in being stubborn and adamant and so on. So apparently, this person, uh, after resigning, that person called some people who are likely to join that organization and tell, this is the playing of the mind for which you need dhriti. Satvika dhriti, I don't know. Whether it is Satvika dhriti, Raja, to me it looks like a tamasic dhriti. What I'm saying, for the mind to go through all these 100 things that it is doing, the basic thing it is required is that dhriti or dhairya, whichever. So that is the dhriti. Okay? That is the dhriti. And for the tent also, tent is only as good as the pillar. That's why when they put the shamiana, first you have to lay all the, in any tent formation, first thing you have to lay are the stambas. That gives the shape as well as structure and strength, etc., etc. Everything is only because of that. So, the same way, for all that this mind is playing out, what is basically required? Dhriti. So, Dhriti Stamba Dharam. That is the first thing Acharya says. Then, Drida Guna Nibaddha. Guna, interestingly, has both the meaning. Guna means thread. Guna means Triguna. So the same pada can be used for both. If you have to talk about the tent, then the meaning of the word guna is rope. Okay. Whereas if you are talking about the manas, then the guna is sattva rajas tamo guna. Right? Now, drida guna nibaddha. Why is this drida guna nibaddha? Let's talk about the tent first. In the case of the tent, the stiffness, the strength of the tent is a function of how tightly you tie. Otherwise, it will be like this and it will fall. So, Drida Guna Nibaddham is very important. It actually pulls it tightly, you tie it so it all looks proper. So that rope makes it stiff and it ties the structure to the stamba. So everything is in place. So that is as far as the tent is concerned. Now, what about the manas? Now, if you look at Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita, as we know, has three triplets. Chapter 1 to 6 is the first triplet. 7 to 12 is the second triplet. 13 to 18 is the third triplet. And these three triplets actually is talking about the Mahavakya Tattvamasi. The first triplet talks about Tvam Padartha. What are you? You in the context of the world. That is why you have Karma Sannyasa Yoga, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, Karma Yoga, Atma Samyama Yoga. First, you have to settle in the world in the context of everybody. That's the Tvam Padartha. In the second triplet, there is a Tat Padartha. That's why it is all about God. It's the law of conservation of divinity. Matta Parataram na Anyat Asti Dhananjaya. Mayi Sarvamidam Protam Sutre Manigana Iva. As though the whole world is woven in a very long thread in which different colors and shapes of beads. Red color bead, round, triangle, square, green. It's like that. So that is the Tatpada. If you look at the third triplet of Bhagavad Gita is entirely on gunas. If you think about it. And where does it start? It starts in the 20th or the 21st sloka of Bhagavad Gita. It says this Purusha is connected with the Prakriti, Karanam Gunasangoyam. Sat Asad Janmasu, Yonisu Janmasu. There is one sloka like that. It says this Purusha is tightly attached to the Prakriti. And what is used for attaching this? The gum is the guna. So that is the drida baddha. The drida baddha that we are talking about, it is the guna. If the That's why the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, and at the end of the shloka, at the end of the chapter, he says Gunatitosa Uchyate. Sarvaramba Parityagi Gunatitaha sa Uchyate. So if we are able to go beyond the sway, Guna Guneshu Vartante Itimatva Dharayan, all these Krishna is saying, great yogis and jnanis, realized people, they leave everything to the play of Guna. They don't get involved. If anything happens, they say that is because of the Guna. They have distanced themselves from the Guna. They are not engaged themselves. The Guna Baddha is gone. The tent gets destroyed in that sense. Whereas when we are in the world of Vyavahara, this Purusha cannot do anything. Purusha is like electricity. Electricity cannot do anything. It needs a bulb, it needs a fan, it needs a computer, it needs a projector through which it will work. Electricity per se cannot do anything. It is only a potential. It has only vitality. It has no prerana. It has only samarthya. The prerana comes through these prakriti because the gunas are pushing. Kama yesha, krodha yesha, rajoguna samudbhavaha. That's what in chapter 3. Atakkena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichanapi vasne baladiva niyojitaha. When Arjuna asked, why are we doing all kinds of wrong things in life? He said, Kama yesha, krodha yesha, rajoguna samudbhavaha. So this prakriti uses the guna. And through the guna only, it is actually using the Purusha's power and doing everything. So this guna is very important in this whole process, as much as guna is very important for the tent. Without the guna, where is the tent? Only when you take the rope and tie it, tent gets a shape. The rest is all gone. That is why Shankaracharya says, Drida guna nibaddham. It's all very tightly held by, so the manas is tightly put into the world of Vyavahara using this guna. Right? That's why Pramadi Balavadridam is what Arjuna said in chapter 6. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, Pramadi Balavadridam. Look at the adjectives. Pramada, Balavad, Drida. All those are being adjectives used. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, Pramadi Balavadridam. That's what he said. So the Drida, Bala, all these are adjectives for guna. So only because of that guna we are all working like this. It is only because of the sway of guna that we are into the world of Vyavahara. That's why Shankaracharya uses the word Drida Guna Nibaddha. So that is the second. So the tent also requires that guna, that rope with which you very nicely tie and everything looks all right. So Dhriti is the stamba for the manas and the stamba is the stamba for the tent. Guna, same word for both. Guna means triguna, guna means rope. So the rope is required for the tent. The guna is the one which connects the Prakriti and Purusha and makes us do many things in the world. So that is the second part. Sagamanam. Right? Now Sagamanam means it can go wherever it wants. This is one meaning. Now this will apply for the manas. This is the problem with the manas. Manas goes everywhere. Where, as I am talking, I can go somewhere. My manas will go to Madurai or will go to New York or whatever. The manas always goes all over the place. So that is the Sagamanam. Now, where is the Sagamanam for the tent? So that is the, biggest, So, this is one pada which is very closely connected. There is some deeper interpretations are there to connect it to the tent, right? One which makes it very good to go into the tent, makes you feel very good when you get into the tent. Something like that, we can make many different interpretations. So Sagamanam, but for Manas, we can definitely understand what Sagamanam means. Vichitram. Now, this word Vichitram has to be used for both the tent and the manas now. Right? Now, Vichitram has two meaning again. Chitra means artwork. That's one meaning. So, Vichitra means Visishta Chitraha. Some beautiful paintings are there in the tent. Otherwise, if you have just a white cloth, it is boring. I mean, it doesn't look nice. That's why Shamiyan also nobody puts on plain color. There are some design, there are some color combination. It has to break the monotony. Therefore, Vichitram for the tent. Vichitram also means strange. There's another meaning. So the way this mind works is very strange. It is not doing the right thing. It is taking us to all over the place where it should not be taking us. It refuses to cooperate with the Atman, with the person. If you say don't do it, the Manas will say, that's why Pramadi Balavat Dridam is what Krishna said. So the Manas behaves very strangely. It has a very strange behavior. So you need some special effort, very long drawn exercise. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. You need Abhyasa and Vairagya. It's a very long drawn process because the ways of the mind are very strange. So Vichitram. Okay. So that is for both the tent and the mind. Then Padmadyam, right? Padmadyam, one which is all adorned with Padma. This is one meaning. Maybe the tent is very, there is a nice landscaping. So there are nice lotus, small little, water kind of a thing, and there are some nice lotus flowers, which will only make the tent even more attractive. Rather than just putting the tent in a dry place with no fauna, no plants, no trees. Suppose if there is a tent in which there are some nice lotus and lily around, it only makes the case attractive. Somebody will say, oh, this is a good tent. Let us go and stay for some time there. So that is where the Padmadyam, right? Now, Padmadyam for the Manas, there are again 2-3 different interpretation. We can talk about the Hridaya Kamala. That is one interpretation we can make. The Hridaya is always, in the Narayana Suktam, it talks about the Kamala is in an inverted, above the Nabi. It is in a inverted fashion. So, but there is always a description of Hridaya as a Kamala. Hridaya Kamala, we use the word. So that is one way to understand. Another interpretation of Padmadyam is that which is after wealthy things. This Padma is related to Lakshmi. So one Adyam is fixed, or who always. So Padmadyam is one. This Manas always wants to go for very materialistic kind of things, money, etc., like that. It has that kind of a tendency also. It goes after the riches, material riches. So that is another way to also, understand Padmadyam, right? Prati Divasa Sanmarga Gatita. So Prati Divasa, every day Sanmarga Gatita. This one way to understand is this kuti, this tent is so beautifully adorned, well established, very nicely painted. There are some lotus flowers, etc. are there. So you feel like going there every day. It provides a very nice opportunity for you to. That's a marga, There's a nice place to go. This is one way to understand it. The other way is this mind, right? Inherently, it wants to go. Prati Divasa Sanmarga only. It has that. Shankaracharya says, for a bhakta, that mind genuinely wants to go after nice things. Whereas the manas is so mischievous, it is doing so many things. Manas is mischievous. The intention is not mischievous of the jiva. It is the manas which is playing out. So if you take the jiva, it says, Prati Divasa Sanmarga Gatitam. It is fixed on that path, Sanmarga. Prati Divasa, we have to go like that. That kind of an intention is there. So Prati Divasa Sanmarga Gatitam, right? Then Smarare we will come later. Machetah. So this is where he uses the word Machetah. That is a Hridaya Kapil. Atyanta Chapalam. Hridaya Kapil. So first time he brings that I am now equating my mind to the monkey in the third line. In the same way, here Shankaracharya, in the third line, he is saying which two I am relating. Machetah, my manas, again Chetas means manas. Machetah, Sputa Pata Kutir. This is like a Sputa is very clean, cloth, kuti, tent. So he is now saying he has given so much of commonality between the two. He says my mind is actually like a very nice tent. Sputa is very purified. Pata is a cloth, right? So Sputa Pata Kuti. So the Cheta and the Kuti are now, okay? This is where he is saying, like Hridaya Kapi, he says, Mat Cheta, Sputa Pata Kutim, Prapya, you please come. In the last loka, he said, my manas is a monkey, you take it. Now he is trying some other trick on Parameshwara. He says, you come. You don't take my manas, you come and sit here. I have created a beautiful tent for you. Why don't you come and sit here? That's what in the first two lines, he said, how have I made this tent attractive? Very nicely, properly laid out, very tightly tied with some good pillars, which are not shaky. Nice painting, everything is there. Flowers are all nice, lotus flowers, everything is there. You come, prapya, having reached, right? This is the Twanta Prayoga, right? Prapya. Pra is upasarga, that's why it has become prapya. Otherwise, aptva. Aptva, pra aptva becomes prapya. This is a little bit of a vyakarana there. Prapya, having reached. Now, how do we, and Vishadam. Vishadam is the adjective for the kuti. It's very clean and shuddha, very shuddha. My manas is also like that. Please believe me. It has all these chapalata. Still, my manas is prati divasa sanmarga gatitam. It genuinely wants to get focused on that sanmarga. So why don't you come? That's what Shankaracharya is saying. Vishadam, hey Swaminna, you don't come alone. He says, Shaktyasaha. You come along with Shakti. See, without Shakti, Shiva becomes Shava. Ikara will go. Shakti is the Ikara. Ikara Strilinga. In Sanskrita, Strilinga is neat, deep, top. There are only three pratyayas. Ikaranta, Akaranta. So Rama, Padmaja, right? Or Lakshmi. So the Ikaranta always Devi. Trasva is also there, Devika is also there. Ikaranta basically. So in Shiva, if you take the Ikaranta, it becomes Shava. Right? In any case, I think the better half is Kana is not there. Swiggy you can take once or twice. After that, it becomes a health problem and then your tongue will go. So always Sahadharma Charini. Right? So you come with your wife. He says, Shaktyasaha. Hey Swaminna. So there are a lot of, the rest are all adjectives and Sambodhana for Shiva. Hey Swaminna. Right? Shaktyasaha Prapya. Along with Shakti, you please come. Don't come alone. Then you'll go. I know you'll go away. 6 hours, 8 hours maximum. You can have 1 or 2 cups of coffee. Beyond that, it is not going to work. Nothing like home food. Nothing like the home food which is served with love. It is not just potatoes and tomatoes and all that. That is the main ingredient is love and preeti and that bhava. That you will not get in Swiggy. That's a commercial mechanism for convenience. 1 or 2 days is okay. So he says, Hey Swaminna, Shaktyasaha, Hey Shiva, Shaktyasaha prapya, macheta kutim prapya, vishadam macheta kutim prapya. There is another adjective, smarare. Smara is Manmata. So Manmatasya Arihi, the enemy, he burnt Manmata, all those we know, right? He was doing, tapas and they sent and then he just burnt them into ashes, right? So Smararehe, and why is he using the Acharya using the adjective Smararehe? Because there is a lot of temptation of the mind. Mind is very tempted. So in some ways, all the temptation is because the Manmata is playing out. It is only inducing, do this, get some money, you'll enjoy it, go this, do that. All these are the work of Manmata. You have destroyed Manmata, so you can destroy all. These are all chota mota things for you. You come in. That's why he uses the word smarare. That is adjective for Shiva. Then Shiva. See, Shiva means Mangla. So you do only, good. In every sloka, every pada, you'll find Shiva actually. In Shivananda Lahari, you'll find Shiva so many times. Shiva is Mangala. So that is there, Swaminna, right? Now he gives another adjective to Shiva. And what is that adjective? Ganaihi Sevita. You have a lot of attendants for you. Shiva Ganaihi Sevita. So that you can take Shiva Ganaihi as a single word or Shiva as a Sambodhana. It all depends on how, I don't know how it is there in the original. If it is Shiva Ganaihi, that is one meaning. Otherwise, if you take Shiva alone, that it means it is Sambodhana. Hey Shiva. Hey Swamin. Hey Shiva. I think in all textbooks it is Shiva only. It is Sambodhana only. Saha is, no. Ganaihi Sevitaha. So Saha is not Avashyakam. Saha is required when you have to associate. So that is another way. Shiva Shaktya Shiva Ganaihi Saha. That is another way. So many ways, you are right. In that case, the Shiva Ganaihi must be a single pada. I think it is a Shiva and Ganaihi separate pada in all the books. I think although we can do all that, I think Shiva is a Sambodhana. Ganaihi Sevita Vibho. Ganaihi Sevita Vibho is one separate message. You are attended by all your Ganas, right? One we can say implicitly bring them also. There's an implicit thing there. Bring them also so that your stay is comfortable. There are some VIPs, 100 people go, right? Some chief minister comes, some 200 people come for only a kitchen. Whereas Rashtrapati, the Guru Bhuta Rashtrapati, Abdul Kalam was not like that. He was a very simple man. He never required any of those. But so come with a. So in this shloka, Shankaracharya, instead of saying, take my mind and go away, he is now trying another trick. You come and sit here. That is better. Rather than, you come and sit in my Chetak Kohare Panchamukosi is going to say a little later, some 39 shloka, somewhere it is coming. So you come and sit in my Hridaya Kamala. So that is what is being told in this shloka. So this is what it is. It is everything is related to the tent. The stamba or the dhriti. Dhriti is the stamba. The gunas are the gunas. Trigunas are the thread, right? And the manas is actually by its nature it is a satvika pada. In Panchikarana, the manas comes from, it's a sattva. So it is basically pure and all that. It has got colored with the guna and all that things are happening. Because in Panchikaranam, if you see, manas comes out of sattva only. Basically, the ingredient is a sattvic ingredient only. When you add something and then color it with gunas, it gets a different varna. So all those are what Shankaracharya is bringing in this shloka. Go to the next shloka. Pralobadyerarthaharana paratantro dhanigrihe praveshodyuktas san pramati bahudha taskarapate Imam chetaschoram katamiha sahe shankara vibho tavadhinam kritva mayi niraparadhe kuru kripam. Again in the third line, he is saying, my mind is a thief. So shloka 20, 21, 22, all the three are about the mind. In the 20th shloka, he said mind, hridaya kapi. In the 21st shloka, he said machetah putta pata patim kutim. Pata kutim. Putta pata kutim. He says it's a kuti. Now he says chetas choram. So it says my mind is actually a big thief. Now we have to find out how to explain all that. Again, you have to bring all lakshanas of a thief. Also, you have to now connect it to mind. How nicely Shankaracharya has done, you see. Shlokas are like that. So let us see what he is saying. Pralobhadyaihi. So the Padacheda is like this. Pralobhadyaihi arthaharana paratantraha. That's a single word. Artha apaharana, arthaharana, 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 arthaharana paratantraihi danigrihe. Pravesho udyuktaha. Praveshodyuktaha. Praveshe udyuktaha becomes praveshodyuktaha, I think. Huh? Pravesha udyuktaha. Correct. Gunasandhi. Sanna Brahmati Bahuda Taskara Pate. Imam Chetaha Choram. Chetas Choram. That is a Sandhi. Chetaha Choram. Katam Iha is a two words. Katam Iha Sahe Shankara Vibho. Tava Adinam. Tavadinam. Savarna Dirga. Tava Adinam. Tavadinam. Kritva Mayi Niraparade Kuru Kripam. Okay, so that is the Padacheda. Now, but where does it start? Pralobhadihi Adyehi. Adi Adyehi. Adi is the Pradipadika. Tritiya Vibhakti Adyehi. So Adi means in English we say etal, no? Dot, 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 dot. This. So we say Indriyadi. Manobuddhi, like that we say. Indriyadi means all the Indriyas. Karma Indriya, Jnana Indriya. Within that you have Sabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha Indriyaha. So Adi is used for telling so many things, bracket them into a single. In English we say etal, no? So Pralobha Adi. Taihi Pralobhadhyai. Because it is plural. Adi is now there are many more. So Pralobhadhyai. That's how it is come. See, Lobha. See, Prakrishtena Lobha. Lobha is somehow this desire to accumulate wealth. Now, Prakrishna, I want to do it. So that means I am too much of a lobby. That is the meaning. The pra upasarga strengthens that meaning. Pralobhadyehi. Just out of this intense greed. Out of this intense greed, we'll first talk about the thief, then come to the manas. You have to now say both, na? So we'll first go through the thief part. Intense greed. Not all thieves start with a small thing, but it gets into greed only finally. Because it looks like it is easy to do it. So they get into it. So out of intense greed, artha aharana, paratantra. I developed this smart technology of how to rack away money from you. This is my skill. What is the skill of a thief? Somehow when you are, they pickpocket, you don't even know. I mean, it's an extraordinary skill. Huh? You are relieved very comfortably. You don't know. I remember some 20, 30 years back, the father used to wear a ring. I think it had some. So one day he was walking. He came and he said all these. It is like a hypnotism actually. He was walking. Apparently, one fellow on the road Sir, he came in the cycle. Sir, can you hold on the cycle? There is some problem. So out of his own this thing, he was holding the cycle for him. He said, "Thank you," and the ring is gone. I don't know how the ring was gone. He lost the ring actually, the gold ring with some stones and all that. What I am trying to say, this is what is called Arthaharana Paratantra. These thieves develop that extraordinary skill to take away without you knowing it. You get to know later. Very smartly, they come in. There is a fellow who has his actor. He comes in and then keeps looking around. He knows which are to be lifted and how it should be lifted. All that is the technology. He has understood it so well. So that is the Paratantra. Arthaharana Paratantra. And where does the thief go? He goes to Danigrihe. He doesn't go to a slum because that person may not have anything. Your effort must be put in a place where the chances of return is very high, and that is a Danigriha, right? So Danigrihe, and why is he doing all that? Pralobadhyahi. His greed has taken over. Because the greed has taken over, this is what happens to some of the politicians also. When the greed has taken over, they get into, they think they have developed the art of fine art. They convert it into a fine art of cheating, but one day they get caught. But by then, enough damage happens. But what I am saying, all this starts with greed. So, pralobadhyaihi, danigrihe, praveshodyuktah, praveshartam udyuktah. He is all the time looking, when are you going to keep your house open? They keep looking, which are all they look at how many cars do you have? What kind of a car do you have? Do you have char bangle gadi? So somebody told me in Delhi, sir, I have char bangle gadi, Adi, because the logo has 4 bangles. He doesn't even know the name Adi. He said, sir, mere paas ek char bangle gadi hai. Anyway, so you look at, do you have a Porsche, a 250 brake horsepower with a diamond studded wheel, etc., etc. Oh, that means there is enough. So, praveshodyuktah san Brahmati. All big stealing is a 6 months homework. Doesn't happen just like it is not possible. Those are all part of that Paratantra. If you decide to take off something from this house, you have to start 6 months before. You have to watch who are all the people, when do they come and in and when do they go out, what are all the items they have, generally when they keep their house open, who are all the people involved in the house. First you have to do outside homework, then you have to come and do inside homework also. That's why Brahmati, Bahudaha Brahmati. Because these are all the fantastic, first class lakshanas of a good thief. That's what Shankaracharya has brought here. He has really put all good lakshanas of a thief. Right? So he says Bahuda, then he uses a beautiful adjective for Ishidimate Taskaranam Pataye Namaha. It is there in Sri Rudram. Taskaranam Pati. He is the lord of the thief. See, if you have to catch a thief, you need another team. Most of the polices belong to that category. They know who steals and where it, everything they know. So you have to go to the Dadagiri. You have to go to the Dada. The moment he says everything will be returned. Right? That's how it is. This fellow will do the chore. But then if pressure comes from the other side and his boss, hey, everything is over, he'll just silently put it back or return, whatever. That's why Shankaracharya says, there is a big thief. Now I'll come to you. You are Taskaranam Pati. Taskaranam Pati. Taskarapate. So that is the adjective he is using here. Beautiful adjectives he uses, Shankaracharya, in his shlokas. So he says, Taskarapate. O Lord of the thief, you do something about the thief. Because this thief is doing all this. So this is the thief part. Now let us look at the Manas part. These are very difficult, but you have to really, because Shankaracharya has done it, there must be meaning to it. Okay? Pralobadhyahi. See, now, how does this Manas get into problems? Manas, as I told you, is basically a Satvika Pada. It comes out of Sattva part only. Why? That's why, Krishna, Arjuna asked, no, Atakena Prayukto Yam Papam Charati Purusha. I just now quoted it. Anichanapi Vasnaya Baladevan Yoj. Why am I doing? It says, Asma Mahapapma, Vairi Vidhi Enam. He says, understand, they are the biggest thief. Uses the word. Paripantino, highway robbers. Paripanti is a highway robber. So the manas by itself may be okay. Because all these guna, the Rajo guna and the Tamo guna are coming and then messing up the whole thing, you get Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, Shad Arishtaha. You are subject. So the Adi here actually means Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. They are all interrelated. ध्यायते विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषूपजायते संगा संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽपि जायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहः स्मृति विभ्रमः स्मृति भ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. Krishna has shown it in chapter 2, the shloka 61, 62 or 62, 63, somewhere it is there. How all one bad thing has a company of people. That's why the Adi is coming there. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsaryaha. Pralobhadyehi. Arthaharana Paratantra. This Manas, with the help of all these fellows, has really mastered the art of not looking at the Tatpadarth, not looking at the real. It wants to steal away that great thing that is in us. Sakshat, the Paramatma is in the form of Jivatma here. This Manas is all the time trying to take it away and go. That is what it is trying to do. It is not allowing us to see that Sakshi. It is trying to do so many tricks so that you are in the world of Vyavahara doing all kinds of nonsense. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Janani Jatare Shayanam. All that chakra of birth and death. Samsara Sagara. That technique these Manas has found. That Paratantra it has figured out. With the help of all these, because of all these fellows. It is because of all these fellows. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Because of them, the Manas has understood the Paratantra of doing all these. And Dhanitrige, this is the greatest place where you can liberate. That is the biggest thing that you can aspire for. That is the highest form of wealth that we possess. Because of ignorance, we don't know. So this is the Dhanikriha. Deham devalayo proktaha. Jivo deva sanatana. That's what it says. Tajet ajnanimalyam soham bhavena pujet. Before they start the puja, they say this. Deham devalaya proktaha. Jivo devaha sanatana. It is there for time immemorial. That this Manas is trying to take it out. Somebody said, what is ego? My friend, one of my elderly friends is no more now. One day I told him, Mahadevan, you know what ego is? Evicting God out. E-G-O. The Ahankara does only that. It is trying to take this dhana that you have and throw it out and says, I am everything. There is no God or another. I am Ahankara. I will do everything. So, it is trying. All the time it is trying. Through the Prakriti Mata and through all that. This is the game that it is playing. It is using the gunas. It is all the time tricking. But you cannot take it out. The last laugh will be only for Paramatma. That we will know after thousands of janmas. Finally, in the snake and ladder, you will have to win. You can go up and down. You can come down the snake, go up the ladder. All that place you can do. So, Pravesho Udyuktaha Sanna, this Manas is Janmantara. It is happening. It is not just happening in this Janma. Bahujanma Prapta Vasana. Bahuda Brahmati. This Manas is an Brahmana. Not in one Janma. Janmantara for several Janmas that is happening. Bahuda Brahmati Taskarapate, ye Taskaranam Pate. Then he says, Imam Chetas Choram, Katamiha Sahe Shankaram Ibo. It's already 7 o'clock. I think we'll continue this shloka in the next class. We will, next two lines. So, Imam Chetas Choram. Now, in the first two shlokas, Shankaracharya neatly connected these two. He took every pada and connected it to the manas. He took every pada and connected it to the thief also, as we saw in the previous two slokas. So that is now established. This manas is like a thief. Manas is like a monkey. Manas is like a tent. Now manas is like a thief. So he says, I am, Chetas Choram Katamiga Sahe. Very difficult to handle this thief. Even if you put some security, thief knows when he will sleep. Security also has to sleep at the end of the day, at least 2 hours, if not more. So they strike you between 2:30 and 4:30. That's the time when everybody is Vishranti. So how much effort you put, not going. If you put an automatic sensor, this will have first work on the sensor and disable it and then commit it. So Katamiha Sahe, I am not able to handle this. All that Shankaracharya is saying, we will continue it next class. There is a possibility next class we'll have 22, we'll have 29 only. I may be out. Next week, I think we will have a class. Okay, I think we will stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Shubharatri.